I'm going to show you how to replace a kitchen sink collar, the metal ring that holds the garbage disposal to the kitchen sink. I had one that was leaking, so we're going to fix it. And if you find this content helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. So it was leaking in the cabinets underneath the sink, kind of dripping down the pipes and then falling into that coffee pot. That metal is the collar that connects the garbage disposal to the sink. And we need to replace the seal to keep the moisture from falling through the sink into the cabinet. So the first thing we need to do is disconnect the piping to the garbage disposal so that we can remove the disposal and get to the collar. So you just remove the hose clamp, pull the drain hose off of the dishwasher that connects to the garbage disposal, and then undo this PVC that the water drains out of. And with the garbage disposal disconnected, we need to move this tab over to disconnect the garbage disposal from the collar. And you can see it's kind of connected, so it moves the whole thing. So what we need to do is hold that collar still and just tap this tab over, and you can see it finally separated. Now you can move it by hand and remove the garbage disposal. So with that free, you can now see the collar, and we need to remove that by removing those 3 Phillips head that hold it to the sink. And this is the new one. You just undo it like this, and the collar will come off of the sink. So with that loose, what we can do is, instead of removing it, we can remove all the old gasket / plumber's putty that was in there. The person who installed this did a terrible job. It's only 3 years old, so we're going to do it right. And we don't actually have to remove it. We just got enough space. So to seal this up, we use this plumber's putty, which is basically like a gasket for the sink. And what you want to do is roll out a strand of the plumber's putty that will be long enough to wrap that hole. And I'll show you what I mean. So what you want to do is get a good solid amount and roll it out like this. Just like this. Nice even. And then we want to push the collar up, that space we made, and we're going to tuck this just right underneath that collar, which is what will seal that sink off. So you can see here I got that tucked in there, and then I tightened the Phillips head down and it pulled it down and it pushed some of the plumber's putty out the crease of the collar. And this is how you tighten and loosen the collar. And you just want to get it nice and secure so that it doesn't move. Don't overdo it. And you want to rotate all the sides. So, you get one kind of tight, then work on another one, then get another one tight, and then just slowly increase all the screws until it's nice and firm under the sink. Just like you can see right here. You can see I can't move it. It's secure. It's going to hold that garbage disposal nice. And you can see some of that plumber's putty shooting out. So just remove that once you got it nice and tight. You can even put the putty back into the container and use it again later. So we just work in opposite order and secure that garbage disposal once you line it up in the hole. And then you got to get that tab connected again and make sure you line up on all 3 kind of tab alignment marks and just make sure it's lined up and secure. So the garbage disposal will rotate even if it's locked in and secure. And you just want to rotate it to line up with your PVC and hoses. And with it connected, you can see that it's not leaking when I turn the faucet on. And you just want to run that for a while and make sure it's not leaking out of the collar or out of the hoses you took off. And I've let this run for a while now, so we are good to go. You can see this old gasket that was either installed improperly or the wrong kind of gasket. That's how it was leaking out. And it seemed like the tenants were moving the garbage disposal. And it kind of shook that gasket free. Again, I'm just going over all the connections to make sure there's no leak so that you don't have to do this again. Garbage disposal is all plugged in. All the hoses are hooked up. Everything is exactly how it was when I left. And you can see the old one, what can happen when you don't wash your dishes correctly. It can clog that line and make it difficult for drain. And with that, if you like the content in this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And if you can, please consider donating via the PayPal link in the video description.